Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexiot's here. It's Wednesday morning, and we got a doubleheader today. So one of the games is coming very soon. 11 a.m. start at Paramount Fine Food Center for the Raptors 905 against the Motor City Cruise. And we got good news finally around the Raptors yesterday that Marquise Noel is ready to come back and play today at 11 a.m. against the Motor City Cruise. So finally, Noel returns from the hamstring injury. We're very happy about this all around in all kinds of ways. Now, let me get into things right away because there's a lot to do, and I want to get it done before 11. So this is going to be very crazy quick stream today on the preview. We're going to see how disciplined I can be. I'm going to ask for a cutoff at 10:30, strict 10:30 cutoff. Okay, guys? Just so you know. All right, let's go. Let's right into it. The Knicks injuries for tonight. The New York Knicks visit the Toronto Raptors tonight. Last game of the season against the Knicks for the Raptors. We are swept so far, 3-0. The Knicks have beaten us this year. In some ways, do we have any pride? I don't know. In some ways, we were wondering whether IQ and RJ would return for this game. They've already been ruled out, y'all, just so you know. So tonight, no RJ Barrett, no Emmanuel Quickley. They're ruled out due to competitive conditioning reasons. So they're not competitively conditioned right now. So they got to take a little bit more time to get in practice and work up to the level to be able to play an NBA game. They're not going to be playing tonight. So no Quickley, no Barrett, no DJ Carton, no Jakob Poeltl, no Scotty Barnes, no Chris Boucher, and, of course, no Jonte Porter. And the official word on the injury list is Porter has been away from the team because he's the subject of an NBA investigation into irregularities on prop betting involving him. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more of Jonte today, but not too much because, honestly, we talked a lot about it yesterday. There is a little bit of new stuff that I kind of want to talk about with it, but otherwise, I don't want to go 2 hours on Jonte because, obviously, we have something we got to do today, and I want to watch Marquise play at 11, just so y'all know. All right, the New York Knicks do have injuries. It is not going to be the return of OG. OG is still out. He's inactive for today with his elbow. Julius Randle is still out, guys. Alec Burke is day-to-day today. He's questionable with his shoulder. And Mitchell Robinson will not play today also because of his ankle. The Knicks, well, who are they then? Well, they're pretty much Villanova Wildcats, starting with Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, and Josh Hart, the starting three with Isaiah Hartenstein and, sometimes Precious Achiuwa, sometimes Jericho Sims. They kind of flip guys in and out there, but we will see Precious tonight. Precious will be the only player from the New York-Toronto trade this year that will be active and playing in the game tonight. Miles McBride, of course, has been playing well, coming off the bench, but also starting at times. Bojan Bogdanovic has been absolute fail since he showed up with the New York Knicks, and as has Alec Burks, the two Detroit Pistons they got. Jericho Sims is a promising young big. They acquired Shake Milton in the recent months, just so you know. They have Shake Milton on their team, Daquan Jeffries, Mamadi Diakite, and that's pretty much their roster right there. The Knicks have won 6 out of their last 7 games, and they've been doing quite well. So, yeah, this is what's up with the Knicks. I really do think they're probably going to beat us today. I've already done my score prediction, guys. I'm been a little ahead on things, just knowing that there's an 11 o'clock game today. And I'm going to go ahead and predict before anybody else gets their in. Well, I see somebody's written some of them in already. New York Knicks 106, Toronto Raptors 100 is the score that old Lex is putting down on the sheet of paper. So when you have your score prediction, go ahead and write it in now, and I'll get to it when I get down there to it. 106 to 100 is Lex's prediction. Let's do the refs, guys. Starting off with the 11 o'clock game here in at Paramount Fine Food Center. Raptors 905. 2 more games left. 2-game series against the Motor City Cruise today at 11 o'clock, school day game with the children yelling and screaming. I love that crowd. And then on Friday, they play them once again on Friday, and that will be the last game of the season for the 905. The 3 referees for this game today are Charles Watson, number 60, is the crew chief. Teresa Stuck is the referee, number 68, and Jacob Barnett, number 32, is the umpire. Let's do the referees for the Raptors-Knicks game tonight. Crew chief tonight is Zach Zarba. We know Zach Zarba, ZZ, 21st season out of New York. Well, does that mean he favors New York if he's from New York? Well, we'll find out. I'll tell you in a second. Favorite TV show is The Wire. He likes the movie The Godfather. He would like to have some shrimp oranganata. and his favorite app is Twitter. That's stupid. He must like to visit Italy, and his hidden talent is cooking. So if they have the Iron Chef / Hell's Kitchen referee talent show competition, cooking competition, Zach Zarba's in. He's throwing his hat into the ring. And you know what? Zach Zarba is a charismatic guy. I'll bet you if he did that kind of show and he was cooking, I'll bet you it would be entertaining to watch Zach Zarba cook something up. So yeah, Zach Zarba may be the leader in the referee talent cooking show, the favorite. Zach Zarba's community service work includes support for the Brooklyn Youth Sports Club. It's from the Soul and Camp Felix. Yeah, he's a political science degree. So yeah, that's Zach Zarba. Zach Zarba historically with the Raptors is pretty middle of the road. 51% we win when he is reffing, and we are 2-1 this year with him. That's pretty good. We won 2 and lost 1 with Zach reffing so far this year. We did lose the last game he ref for us. He does favor us over the over the Knicks. They only win 39% of their games with Zach. So he's not a hometown guy who's favoring his hometown team. But I have a feeling tonight his hometown team's going to win against the Raptors. Oh, yeah. So 51-39 is the split for crew chief Zach Zarba over the Knicks. The Raptors favored. The second ref is one of my most hated refs. I hate this guy so much. In some ways, he's really annoying. It's Murat Kogut. That's right. Zach Zarba and Murat Kogut are kind of like a referee comedy team. In some ways, they're buddies. I've seen on the NBA Refs official Twitter account that they're always goofing around. And Zach Zarba always makes jokes about Murat. And Murat always makes jokes about Zach Zarba. So, yeah, these guys are birds of a feather. I'll tell you that right now. They're buddies. Murat is from Kyiv, Ukraine, but he grew up in New York City. So maybe that's why Zarba is friends with him. So we got another technically New York guy, even though he's Ukrainian. His favorite TV show is Family Guy. His favorite movie is the Leonardo DiCaprio movie, Catch Me If You Can. His favorite musician is Uptown Girl. She's been living in her white bread world. Yeah, Billy Joel. That's right. Murat loves the Billy Joel. He is so New York. This is gross. We're playing the Knicks. This guy is all about Billy Joel, and Billy Joel is like the icon of MSG. It's really gross, really, really gross, but it don't matter. We want to lose anyway. Favorite book, Tuesdays with Maury. His favorite meal is sushi. He likes to use Amazon. So these guys really like supporting billionaires that are idiots, like Musk and Bezos, you idiots. Most like to visit Japan, and his hidden talent is magician. We knew this. And Murat Kogut, honestly, is kind of the favorite for the referee talent show, just because his talent is one of the better ones. And if he did a magic show and he just blew us away, he'd probably win it. It's just like Canada's Got Talent, the TV show that's on right now. We do that, except it would be the refs. Can you envision it at All-Star Weekend? Don't you think that would be entertaining as hell? Like, seriously, if you got to see these referees try and do like their talents on stage, just like Canada's Got Talent kind of thing. I really don't like Murat. I've told you this already a couple times just now. He is one of the worst refs for the Raptors. This season alone, we've lost 4 games. All 4 games that he is reffed this year, we have lost. And we win 36% of our games historically with Murat. That's horrible. But guess what? It's not much better for New York, 38%. So they do have the advantage with Murat Kogut, 36-38. For the Knicks with the second ref, the magician bastard. The third ref is the husband. Yes, 7th season out of Hampton, Virginia. It's Jonathan Sterling. He is the husband. He is the guy who's married to an NBA ref, y'all, just so you know. Chappelle's Show is his favorite TV show. He likes the movie Coming to America. His favorite musician is Drake. Yeah, I know all about that thing. Don't you know that hotline bling? Yeah, ever since you left, I run it. Sorry, I'm doing Drake this morning. Favorite app is Maps. He most like to visit Australia. His bucket list is dive with the Sharks. And Jonathan Sterling is the break dancer. Honestly, I think that he could maybe win the talent competition if he can do a head spin. I've said this already. Jonathan Sterling, you can do a head spin like for 10 rotations, or maybe, I don't know, that's a lot. Maybe like if you can get around 4 times on your head, maybe you would beat Murat in his magic show. Yeah, I'm rooting for you, Jonathan Sterling. Yeah, of course, he is the husband of Lauren Holtkamp. And yeah, he is the husband. The husband. It's like I'm going to name all these referees like they Chaucer named the Canterbury Tales. All right. Sterling's actually not a bad ref for us in some ways. He's a middling ref also. We win 47% of our games in the history of Jonathan Sterling reffing us. We have a 1-2 record this season with him. And the Knicks actually have a worse record than us with him, 35% winning percentage. So 47-35 for the Raptors with Jonathan Sterling. Now, these splits don't mean jack shit if we're going to be trying to lose or, the way we are with injuries. I would say this. If IQ and RJ had showed up today, we would probably have a good chance to win this game against the Knicks right now. But in some ways, maybe that's a little bit of a calculation as far as like, we bring back RJ and IQ, we might actually win. So maybe they're not ready yet. Maybe they need to condition some more. Yeah, let's just make sure because we really want to make sure we don't get that. We want that. Yeah, I know I hate to say that, but it's just the damn truth. I mean, it could be that Emmanuel Quickly could come out there and be very quickly on the court, but he's not going to be quickly on the court, slowly on the court, because we're not trying to win right now. That's what I'm saying right now. Yeah, we ain't trying to win New York. If there's any New York fans coming in here to watch my preview to get a scout right now, we ain't trying to win tonight. All right, I'm just going to tell you that right now, Knicks Nation. We ain't trying to win tonight, so you go ahead. Come get your win. We wish OG was playing, though. It'd be fun to see OG. I bet y'all wish RJ and Emmanuel were playing, too. Yeah, I wish they were, too. It would have been fun. Well, we'll have that showdown again next year, y'all. When these guys are healthy, New York versus Toronto will be hot and live when Scotty Barnes' hand heals. That's right. That's right. Get ready for that, Knicks Nation. That's right. Get all high and mighty and feel good about your season right now. We'll come back next year like the zombie coming out of the ground. Blah! That's right. We're going to come get you. That's right. Monique is here first. The super fan. Monique Lawrence, the style and class and grace of a Raptor fan and every single avenue and way, every angle. You cannot go. You come at Monique from any direction, you will see a Raptors fan. That is what she is, the essence of. That is right. Good morning, Raptor Freak family, and happy game day as always. Just battle and show a good fight. Go Raptors. I'm with you, Mo. I am with you, Battle. Battle now. Yes, get the Battle Cat, the green cat with the yellow stripes, and get out there, He-Man, and kick some ass tonight, Oshai Abaji. Yeah, that's what I want to see too. The fight. Take the fight to them and battle. That's what I love. I love Monique's all about the battling, and I'm with it. I'm with it. Trevor J is here, the commissioner of fun for this channel, Commissioner Trevor J. And I have the cosmic card of the classic card of the day. Woo! Oh, I can see myself in the camera, by the way, guys. So it's going to be a little bit weird. But all right, let's see. Let's get it. First person to write it in the chat. Full name. Remember, y'all, full name. First and last name, please. Hey, if there's a middle initial, why not? Maybe a junior or a senior. There is Xavier Tillman Sr. So, but if there is any kind of full name, that means if it's Jaren Jackson Jr., put that junior in is what I'm saying. All right, let's go. Let's see who we get. And the first one to write it in will get 100 points added to their Raptor Freak trivia score for the season. That's right, Ahmed the GOAT. You're missing out, my guy. All right, let's see what's happening here. All right. Ooh. Okay. This is cool. I like this. All right. First one to write it in, 100 points added to your score. It's coming up from the bottom. Let's see who gets it. This is a little bit difficult. This is a little bit old school. It's in a weird, it's not the normal team for this guy, which is kind of fun. Let's see what you guys think here. The number can give it away. If you really know, Rajon Rondo, Naco the Nacho? No, that is not Rajon Rondo. That is, this guy's much older than Rajon. And also he's bigger than Rajon. That's a bigger player. Let's see if anybody else has got it. John Sally. That's not a bad guess, logical, because it is a Pistons jersey, but that is not John Sally. Okay, David thinks it's Olden Polynice. That's not a bad one. The O is right, but it is Smooth Brown Man once again undefeated. That is Orlando Woolridge, guys. And Smooth knows his basketball players. Look at that. Orlando Woolridge. That's right. Formerly of the Lakers. Formerly of the who else did he play for? He played for quite a few teams. Let me see. I should just look at the back of his card. I can't read it, so I'll read it through the camera. He was on the Nets. He was on the Nuggets. He was on the Lakers, and he was on the Pistons. Yeah, he was a pretty prolific scorer. But yeah, the Oh, man. Orlando Woolridge is the card of the day. Smooth Brown Man, undefeated. Undefeated, Smooth Brown Man. Damn, that guy's good. He good. That's just like in Coming to America, the favorite movie of Jonathan Sterling. Oh, he good. He good. Like when the guy's singing. I love that part. Smooth Brown Man is good. He's good. He's good. He's just like that one guy. Is that Arsenio doing that one character? Because I know that they're all Eddie Murphy and Arsenio in that movie, right? They do like 5 different characters. They're hilarious, man. All right, let's see. Trevor J saying, "Good morning, Raptors family. Happy game day. Let's go. Let's go, Trevor. Bucks let the Lakers come from behind double overtime to beat them twice with no LeBron." Well, you know what I'm going to do when I see something like this? I'm going to go look at the box score. And, well, that one stat I always check with Laker games, well, double the free throw attempts. Yeah, double the free throw attempts. In a 4-game loss, I mean, a 4-point loss and double overtime. Yeah, fishy as fuck. Fishy as fuck. I'm sorry, NBA. You're not going to beat the allegations. I'm going to use that term against y'all. You're not beating the allegations on the Lakers free throw discrepancy. And because it continues, and y'all can say it's just the way they play. Motherfucker, Austin Reeves does not deserve all the damn free throws he gets in this league. I'm sorry, he does not. It's not his style of play. It's not this or that. It's the Lakers' golden boy, white boy, and you're just trying to put him on the line. Some bullshit. Prop him up and prop the whole team up also. That's bullshit. You put Austin Rivers on Charlotte Hornets, that motherfucker doesn't get the line ever. I'm telling you the damn truth right now. So listen. Laker fans feel all high and mighty and stupid. They're trying to help you. Y'all are so pathetic. You're about to be in trouble to fall out of the play, and they have to help y'all. They're propping y'all up right now. They really, really want LeBron in the postseason. So, yeah, they're going to give double the free throws to y'all. And if y'all don't want to see the reality, you don't make up all your bronze sexual reasons for why the Lakers get double the free throws every team they play. You go ahead and keep lying to yourself, okay? You go ahead and live in that little bubble like the MAGA QAnon people do, Lakers Nation, with your bullshit saying, yeah, we deserve them. This is the way we play. Well, stop fouling us. Everybody's fouling everybody, bitch. And they're only calling the calls for y'all, dumbasses. So if you don't see that, well, you're going to go ahead and live in your little highfalutin world of getting favor and getting privilege in this league. The Lakers are a privileged team, and it's shown by the free throw attempts in the discrepancy between the teams they play. And that's all I got to say on that right there, Trevor. No more talking about Lakers. Fuck them is what I'm saying. That's right. The sexiest pronounced dead. The sexiest pronounced dead. Dead. Oh, wait. No, wait. Okay, I didn't read that comment. Let's see. Trevor's saying Baltimore tragedy. What happened to the construction workers on the bridge? They were working on the bridge, failing potholes when the boat slammed in the bridge 1:30 in the morning. The sexiest pronounced dead. That's not the right word for that. I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't know the details on this. In some ways, Trevor, this is not CNN breaking news. In some ways, this is a tragedy for sure. I hate it. I don't like it. Emmanuel quickly from that area, putting it on his Instagram story. See, I'll tie it into the Raptors, but this is not Raptors news, Trevor. This is not Raptors news. In some ways, this is sad, and I don't want to bring this element into the stream right now. Let's stay focused on basketball for a bit. I don't have time. And also, second, in some ways, this is depressing the hell out of me. So, Trevor, please, let's stick to basketball. Sometimes you bring in the news stories around the world, and I don't want them. I don't give a shit about P. Diddy. I don't give a shit about – I do care about this, and it's a tragedy, and it sucks. But in some ways, we don't need the breaking news, Trevor. We need the basketball news. We need the Raptors news specifically. Specifically, if it's not Raptors related, I don't give a shit. I don't want to talk about it, all right? Because I'm on a tight schedule. Let's see. David's saying, well, that sure leaves an opening for an intro. Yeah, the sexiest pronounced dead. I don't know, David. I don't know how to handle that. I want to treat this tragedy seriously because this is a horrible thing that happened yesterday. And it sounds like there was some problems with something that was going on. There's a lot of bullshit information going on out on Twitter right now. Some of it, one of the things that Elon's doing with Twitter right now, he's intensifying race problems. He's trying to make people hate people of color and diversity and things like that. And he has all these fuck faces that are paying to put out hate, and he's allowing the platform. So fuck you, Elon Musk, for promoting racial hate and hate among people and division. So fuck you, Elon, and fucking Twitter and his bullshit is what I'm going to say right now. All right, let's see. Cool Cat's here. Good morning, Raptor Free Crew. Mr. New York City is back, baby. Glad for happy news today. I know. I was so happy, too. I go to his Instagram stories, and that man's in his condo doing push-ups like crazy. He's like, he's getting ready. He's coming back. I'm so glad he's coming back. In some ways, the timeliness of Jonte Porter's fuck-up with Marquise Noel's return to health makes me wonder if we can switch that two-way again real quick and get Noel some time on the big club by the end of the year. Bobby, listen to me. Jonte fucked up. Take his two-way away from him and give Noel his two-way back. I want to see him on the big club. So please, can you do that for me? 21. Can you do that for me? Come on now. Yeah. Let's go. Good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Mr. New York City. That's right. Good morning, everyone. Dana from Canada. That's right, Dana. Good to see you, Dana. We love you. David saying, speaking of sexiest, how's it feel to have your camera back, Lex? This is nice. In some ways, I can frame the photo. Like if you notice in the last two streams, the stream would be like this. And I'd be like, it's like the framing's not exactly right. It would be like half this way. Nah, I can frame the stream exactly right. I can see my face. I'm looking up more, right? I'm not looking at Justin Bieber over there so much because I don't know where to fucking look. If I can see myself on the camera, I know where to look, and y'all can see me normally talking. So it's a weird thing, David, and I am glad to have it back. I don't have any idea why it disappeared for 2 days, and now all of a sudden it is back today. I did try and get in touch with YouTube about the issue. Maybe they fixed it when I sent them a message. I hope they did. All right, Nako's putting his score in for today. He thinks it's going to be 113-95 for the Knicks. That is Nako the Nacho putting in his score prediction for tonight's game. That's right. Put him in now because we got you know what? 10 o'clock cutoff. How about that, guys? 10 o'clock cutoff. I'm going to do this quick. Cool Cat saying, is OG in town? Well, I don't know for sure, Cool Cat, but I'm going to guess he probably is. I'll bet you he will be sitting on that bench. And, plainclothes officers of Scotty Barnes and OG Anunoby, well, they'll have some fun talking after the game. I don't think OG would pass up a trip to Toronto. I don't think he would. If he's traveling with the team normally and he's seen on the bench in regular clothes in other cities, I would damn for sure think he's coming back to Toronto to see us. So, yeah, I'll bet he will be here, just like Fred in street clothes and not playing in the game, just like Freddie when he came back recently. Yeah, it's too bad. But it is what it is. The Knicks rushed him back too soon. You jabronis. You idiots. Why'd you do that, Knicks? You dummies. You should listen to Lex. He said, don't rush OG. He needs time to heal. You better make sure those staples and stitches are all healed up way before you let him go out there again. Yeah, y'all really shouldn't have been impatient, Knicks Nation. You listen to me right now. Don't be impatient with OG. We just know this as Raptors fans from the years before. You've got to let him fully heal. He's not this kind of guy who can come back half hurt and play into it. No, he will hurt himself again. That's just how he is. He's always been that way, guys, just so you know. Cowboys saying good morning. And Raptors Freaks, Lex, 123-89 for the Knicks. All right, you're going 123-89. That's a pretty wide gap, Bradley. That's pretty mean, actually. Why do you think we're so bad? Let's go, Raptors, and lose, is what he's saying. Trevor J., the commissioner's giving me his score for the game. Let's see what he's saying, 120-98. That's not far off from Bradley. A little bit better, Trevor. David Saborin thinks it's going to be 124-92. Okay, so a good, solid 20-point game from David. Fiercey's here. Good morning, fam, and happy Wednesday. Happy AKA Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know if we're winning today. In some ways, I would have said if Barrett and Quickly were coming back, we got a good chance, but they're not. They're not going to be playing today. They're already ruled out, just so y'all know. Are we winning today or not? And no prediction for me, as I anticipate a loss, and I also suck at predicting. All right, Fiercey, it's your choice to opt in or opt out with the game we're playing. It's all good. G has got his prediction. Let's see what good old G does, the original Raptor Freak Trivia champion. 121-108. 121-108. All right. Y'all aren't telling me which team you want to win. I'm just assuming you're saying the Knicks score to the Raptors score because that's the way I'll read it. Just so y'all know, if you do intend to say, oh, no, I wanted the Raptors to win 121-108 for the Knicks, you better tell me. David's saying, are they broke yet? Who's broke? Are they broke? He betted on Jonte. Well, ain't broke then, I guess. Who's broke? I don't even understand what you're saying. What are you talking about? Are they broke yet? That's weird. I don't understand that. Anyway, let's see. All right, there's the guesses for the game today. And Rajon, John Sally, Olden Polynese. Davis got it just behind. The Orlando Woolridge was just behind. He said, I want half a point for participation. David, you don't need any points. You are an esteemed, accomplished Raptor Freak competitor. There's nothing given in this world of this. No, it's just like basketball. What do you want? You want charity point? You want a little cookie? You want a cookie, David? Is that what you want? No. You don't get a participation point. No, you don't, man. You've won a season of Raptors Freak Trivia. You could win the fantasy this year. There's, listen, come on, man. I know your competitive spirit. Come on now, man. Come on now. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Smooth saying Chicago Bulls. That's right. He was on the Bulls after that, and really well known for being on the Bulls. That's right, Smooth. Orlando Woolridge. Let's see. David saying I use caps lock. Smooth doesn't that matter? I don't know. I don't know, David. If you're making it harder for yourself on your own end, that's your own damn fault. You don't have to do that. You don't have to use caps lock. Mike is saying I'm bad with 80 players. Laugh out loud. Listen, Mike, you're doing great, man. Listen, you're my guy, dude. You're awesome, and I love that you participate in this. John Sally is a great guest because honestly, Sally did wear goggles for a little while, and he was a very long-limbed Detroit Piston for sure. So that is not a bad guess for this picture. It really isn't. I mean, that his hair's not right, obviously, and his body's not exactly right, but that's a very educated guess, if not wrong. But let's see. Cowboys saying laugh out loud at the logical. And yeah, let's see. Cool Cat saying you play for Lakers, you become a media darling and you receive special whistle. Then it goes back down to earth after Lakers kick you out for not winning a chip. Laugh out loud. This is the damn truth. Go ask Kyle Kuzma. Go ask Julius Randle. Go ask anybody who's been through the Lakers, and this is exactly right. That's why I'm saying I don't believe in Austin Reeves. I know that in particular, there's a couple of things with Austin Reeves. He's a golden boy because in some ways he's great for marketing. And in some ways, they are so happy to have him on that team so that they can really like push his market him. And in some ways to make him better. This is another secret about this. If they want to manipulate the scoring race, like the scoring title race, they can funnel free throws to people like Joel Embiid or James Harden and get them pump them up. And in reverse, and I've said this in the last couple of years, for somebody like Siakam, they can take away free throws and actually lower somebody's scoring average by the end of the year. And that's very much a way they've capped Siakam. In the rookie year of Christian Coloco, he had a lot more blocks than they gave him. They called a lot of clean blocks as fouls. They also didn't give him credit for some of the blocks because in some ways they didn't want Coloco in the leaders of the league for blocks. He was such a good shot blocker, they had to hold him down in his rookie year and really not call a lot of the calls. In fact, they use the excuse he's a rookie and he doesn't get the calls because his rookie calls. Yeah, that's bullshit. They wanted him not in the top 10 of blocks leaders, and they very much manipulated it so he wouldn't be. Well, this is the same thing. As much as they can hold team players down by not giving them free throws, like Siakam could have averaged 3 more or 4 more points a game while he was on the Raptors if they'd actually gave him the correct amount of free throws. If they did it in the same way as they do it with the Lakers, he would be going the line way, way more. It's not like Siakam's not going in and getting contact, Laker fans, NBA fans. Siakam goes in and gets contact. In fact, when he played y'all recently, he was going in the lane and getting contact, but he probably didn't get half the calls he should have gotten. So I will say this. The NBA will manipulate people's scoring averages and different things like that in weird ways. It may be Austin Rivers ain't jack shit, but he gets those extra points, so he looks a little better because he's getting propped up by going the free throw line. And that's just the damn truth. And Lakers fans and Bron sexuals cannot agree with me if they don't want to, but I see the truth. And this makes a lot of sense what I'm saying right now. It really, really does. You don't want to look at the truth? That's fine, y'all. You go ahead and keep staring into the abyss of the betting shithole that Adam Silver's creating right now. Let's keep going. Cowboys saying, Lex and Raptor Freaks, what do you think of Rob Dillingham? All right, Bradley, you want to get this done? We're going to get this done right now. Rob Dillingham, he better be a prospect. He better not be some other person like he's on MTV or something. Rob Dillingham's new album. No, Bradley, I'm not scouting music right now. I'm scouting basketball. All right, Rob Dillingham is from Kentucky, apparently. He is January 4th, 2005, his birthday. He's 19 years old. He's from Hickory, North Carolina. He's 6'3". He's a point guard. He is a point guard. He is a he's not totally a 5-star chipper. He's the SEC 6th Man of the Year and the SEC All Freshman team. And he is played just this season for Kentucky, 32 games, averaged 15 points, 4 assists. All right, let's go look at a highlight of Rob Dillingham. And I will give you my – my very quick assessment of what I see. All right, let's see. He's the point guard. He's got orange shoes on. I like this. In some ways, this guy reminds me too much of Quickly. We already got Quickly. What are you doing, Bradley? Why do we need this guy too? Do you want like a mini Quickly coming up under Quickly? Is this why you want to do this? Do you want to have the same look at point guard? Because honestly, this guy's looking very quickly, and it's not just because he's wearing a Kentucky jersey. Some of it is the hairstyle too. Okay, so let's see. Rob Dillingham. I haven't seen any real highlights on this yet. It just seems like he's just dribbling around doing stuff. Okay, he's number 0. Okay, that's not a bad 3-point shot. His stroke is a little smooth, pretty quick release. All right, let's see what this highlight is. That's just the same shot. Yeah, that's not a bad shot. That's from the elbow. He likes to do the freeze like Dennis, apparently. Let's see. All right, there's a nice little juke move. Went around and went to the lane and went long around him and up and over, and boom, there's a nice layup. He used the glass. All right, here he is coming on the baseline. He's getting trapped, so they throw it out. Oh, he's on the weak side. He's on the end. Is he going to get it? Okay, instead of taking the shot, he drives and he makes the layup around the Tennessee player. Okay, all right. I'm seeing a little bit of quickness here. Okay, there was a little bit of up fake and then a up and over mid range. I don't know. In some ways, like I said, I mean, he's a Kentucky guard. That's awesome. Obviously, he's going to be good in the NBA. But I worry because, like, you know what? He looks like he's a little bit taller or longer than Emmanuel, though. I'll have to say that. But it's real easy for me to compare him to the other Kentucky guards. Let me see. He does look taller against his defender. That's a nice little shot. He kind of dribbled to the middle lane. He kind of pushed off the defender and then faded away back and hit that long shot. That's pretty good. I don't know. He looks very talented. I'm sure he's going to be a top pick at point guard in the draft this year. But I don't know if he fits need, is what I'm wondering about, Bradley. I don't know if he fits need. Now, if we're going to have a prodigy coming up after him, after a Quickly, then maybe, and maybe Quickly will want to mentor another Wildcat. So I don't know. In some ways, I'm saying point guard is not really the position I'm interested in. I would say this, and it's really because of Scott. It's because of Scott. You guys have been so weird the last couple of years about point guard Scotty. That whole contingency doesn't want a lot of competition around our team. That's been the problem with Fred. That's been the problem with Dennis. And, it's good that Emmanuel is more of a shooting guard kind of point guard because it'll help with these fucking Scotty FC people that are going to go crazy if Scotty's not the point guard in the future. So we really have to wonder about who we bring in as far as like we don't want them to be too much of a threat to Scotty in those kind of areas. I really do believe that, even though I'm not real keen on Scotty being the point guard or being the that role, I'd rather him score himself. I do realize that this is something we need to watch out with when we're bringing new people to the Raptors in the future right now. That in some ways, there's a whole area of our fan nation that will fucking run point guards out of our city. And I hate that. In some ways, they were so anti-Fred last year and very anti-Dennis this year. Those fuckers will say anything if there's any threat to Scott and his point guarding. So I would say that I caution you to get a high prospect point guard when one of our high draft picks. I'm not looking at point guards. I'm looking at bigs. How about that? We're looking at bigs, centers, and power forwards. It's probably better. But thanks for bringing it up. I've looked at Rob Dillingham now. I like that. Stabby's here. Good to see Stabby back again. A couple days in a row this week. That's nice, Stabby. The Bucks really blew that game. Giannis was horrible at the end of the fourth quarter, and they kept shooting threes without killing the clock. LA should have never made it into overtime. If I'm a Bucks fan, I'm worried. Yeah, I was worried from the start of the season. And you know what? It's not even, when they should have got worried is when they fired Budenholzer. That's when they should have got worried. It wasn't even that they lost in the first round in Miami. They should have just overlooked that as saying, Miami is a team of destiny and they're playing at a very high level and they just worked us. Well, they worked everybody after y'all too. And firing Budenholzer was an overreaction. You guys did that way too quick. He's the best coach for y'all. Giannis trusted him. He won a championship with him already. This is why people going after people with pitchforks and torches is stupid, because their best coach got fired last year because everybody was not patient with having some failure and towards losing. And that's the biggest cautionary tale of the Bucks this year, that their coach should have been there from last year, still coaching that team. And now they did the thing with Griff. I feel bad for Griffin. I wish he had worked out and things had gone well for him. They kind of fucked him over. And now Doc Rivers is in charge. Of course they're in trouble. They got Doc Rivers as their coach, and they're going to the playoffs as a top seed in the East. they're fucked. You know they're fucked. So yeah, that's what's up. That's up. What's up right there, Stabby? That's what's up. And not to mention Giannis, in some ways, is a top star in this league, but in some ways, he's not. He's a fake. In some ways, there's some things about Giannis that just aren't top level. And what you're describing and what you're saying right there, Stabby, is the epitome of what I'm trying to say right now. Yeah. Cool Cat saying, yes, give Mr. New York his two-way status. Yeah, give it back to him, Bobby. Give that back. Motherfucking Jonte, you dumbass. Some people are trying to say what he's a financial genius. And we posted some stuff and looked at his website about what Jonte's been doing with his little company. I'm telling you, he's not genius, guys. He's not a genius. There's a lot of dumb people that do financial stuff. Just because you do financial stuff doesn't mean you're smart. Let's just put it that way. There's a lot of really low IQ dumbasses making money doing financial stuff. They just know how to do it because of the procedure. Doesn't mean they're intellectual. Doesn't mean they have critical thinking skills. Doesn't mean they have common sense. And that's the problem here. Now, I will say there is a reality, that a possible reality in this truth of what's happening right now, where Jonte is completely innocent right now. It is true. Raptors Truth writing a really great essay yesterday about how we're all jumping to the conclusion that he's guilty for sure, just because of Woj and Windhurst putting this out. I think that in some ways we do have to be open to the idea that Jonte is absolutely completely innocent. And it could be that he is just such a stupid person that he allowed people to use him like a tool to do this. It could very well be targeting by other people, nefarious people. They may see he's a great coming up in center for the Raptors, and let's fuck that career up. Whether it's like, I have suspicions about Koloko already. Well, in some ways, a conspiracy theorist in me could say, what if a bunch of fans of another fan nation decided to jump on a whole bunch of bets on one of our players and do something like this to make it look really bad? Jonte has no knowledge of this because in some ways, unless they can link him to actually putting the bets in, how the fuck is he in charge of this? It just looks weird. Now, the thing about it is he's going to have to prove he left the games for a real reason and not in some sort of half-ass BS way. So, man, it's a really bad situation. And in some ways, this is what I will say. Much like Darko said, I have no kind of gambling culture or anything in my life. It's much better to be like that in general if you're in sports. Just don't even get involved with betting. If you have a little hobby of betting on the NFL in the off season or in the, baseball or something like that, just stop. Because just the illusion or even being on the edge of it in any kind of way of your life can be detrimental and dangerous because it allows for more suspicion, because you do have some sort of connection to any kind of gambling in any kind of way. You could think it's okay for me to gamble on other sports that I don't play in, but no, you don't even want to have that association, because if you do, you could be under scrutiny like Jonte Porter right now. And that's what I'm saying. His financial stuff may be on the up and up and fine. His Twitter tweets about betting and stuff before he got signed with the Raptors in certain ways, okay, whatever. Listen, you do any of that kind of shit, it will bring an air of suspicion around you in little ways. So, Jonte, other players in this league, man, just stay away from this shit in all kinds of ways. It's not worth it. Y'all make huge amounts of money for playing the game. Why the fuck do you try and do that with the bets? Because it's stupid. It's very, very stupid. I heard the clip of Jonte on audio saying, I bragging about turning $5,000 into $10,000 into $100,000. Okay, that's great, dude. But man, you saying shit like that online and the way you're talking like that, it doesn't help your case with your character and looking at who you are and whether you would have a proclivity to do stuff. So yeah, this is just a mess. In some ways, people need to stay squeaky clean if they're playing the NBA and just don't have nothing to do with none of that kind of garbage. Seriously. Yeah, you got to be living like me in the alcohol world without no alcohol. You just got to do that. I'm sorry. Randolph Phillips is saying, good morning, beloved Raptor freaks. Most informative gang on this game day. Looking for more players development in the game tonight. Who will shine? We need a hero tonight. We need a hero. We're holding out for a hero when we play the Knicks tonight. He's got to be fast. He's got to be strong. And his name is Oshai Abajai. We need a hero. He's going to block a man that's double his size. He's going to run up the court with broad shoulders. He's going to throw it down on the heads. Sorry. That's all right. Just a little run there. All right. Yeah, Randolph, I'm with you. Who do you guys think will be the hero tonight for the Raptors? with the guys that are on our team. I want to see more Kobe Simmons. I really do. I feel like there's a lot of fruit to be picked from the tree of Kobe Simmons as far as what we could get, and possibly with skills and skill set, quickness, and defensive stuff, and also not a bad 3-point shooter also. So I'm very big on Kobe Simmons, and Kobe Simmons getting his chance, and he takes that chance, and he takes it real good. I want to see him kick some butt today. So he's one of the people I want to see. Of course, Jordan Wara. I'd love to see more Jordan Wara doing great Wara things. And who else? Who else? Let's think. You guys want me to say JFL? I won't say JFL. I won't say JFL, but I'll say Jordan and Kobe. And I don't know who else is on our team. I can't remember. We've changed our team so much. There's other people on our team, right? David saying 59 minutes till cutoff. Thank you, David. Thank you for that. Smooth saying the Bucks went away from Giannis late in the fourth. They were playing like they were throwing the game to the Lakers. Well, maybe Doc. Doc. I don't trust Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers has had so many NBA jobs. He's like a company man for the NBA. If he's not going to have a coaching job, well, he's going to the broadcast booth. And in some ways, he may have like weird connection with the league because he's been in the league for like 50 years, really. I mean, he was a player in the 80s, obviously, in the 90s. And then he went right into coaching, and he did broadcasting in the middle, dabble in there and there. He could be very much an agent of the NBA and trying to do things that the NBA storyline writers want to happen. And he what is his allegiance to Milwaukee? Marquette? Does he really have? I mean, he just came in there kind of as a replacement guy. And in some ways, I wouldn't totally trust him if I was Bucks fan. Because honestly, he either chokes on or he loses. Is he losing on purpose? He's choke artist as a coach. We know that. That may be just that's what it is. That Doc Rivers choked as a coach and made a poor decision and went away from Giannis last night. Or, like I said, he's an NBA company man who actually works for Adam Silver. And if he wants the help writing the storylines for LeBron, well, Doc's a double agent on the other side helping writing those storylines. That's not far-fetched, considering Doc is on the broadcast earlier this season, and he gets all the talking points from the NBA head office for what they want to cover in those games. So him being a company man with the NBA is suspicious in this instance, is what I'll say. Cool Cat saying Giannis and Dame not in sync as yet. When you have multiple stars on a team, it takes a while to have chemistry and rhythm. I think that it may just not work. I think that's what it is. No, those guys are high level. Dame Lillard's played with so many different players in Portland. There's something wrong. It's not a good move. They really fucked up when they got Lillard last summer. It was not a good move. It was not a good fit. Obviously, I've seen a lot of games where one of them is hurt and they're sitting out and they try to experiment with that. They're doing kind of the Jalen and Jason trade-off that the Boston Celtics do. There'll be a game where Dame's out there and he's the man and Giannis is sitting, and that if things work a little bit better. There'll be a game where Lillard's out and Giannis is playing and the game works a little bit better for the Bucks. They've got problems there. If they're not connecting now on the stretch run for the playoffs, how the fuck are they going to be connected in the playoffs? They're screwed. It could very well be that Giannis and Dame were never a good combo, actually. It's so crazy because didn't Lillard say the one player in this league I'd like to play next to is Giannis Antetokounmpo? Well, where have we gotten to at this point where y'all don't even fit and you guys are like almost to the end of the season? That's messed up. They should have bonded and been playing together really well. They're high-level players. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. And this experiment has been a fail. This has been a downgrade from Drew Holiday. And, well, the Celtics get the spoils, and the Bucks look like idiots for trading Drew Holiday away and wanting to go with Lillard in this. The Bucks have really been mismanaged this past year, whether it's firing Coach Budenholzer or getting Dame Lillard. Two huge fails last year, Bucks Nation. I'm sorry. That's just the damn truth. That's right. Let's see. David's saying, okay, 28 minutes later till cutoff. All right. Smooth Brown Man's got his stat prediction or game prediction for tonight. He is saying 110-98 for the Knicks. All right. There you go. That's a pretty good, solid score. Stabby's saying Giannis had 7 turnovers. He kept giving the ball away, and once again, atrocious at the foul line. That's what I'm saying. I can't stand superstars that get tons of foul shots, and they miss them all the time. That's the easiest part of the game to master. In fact, that's a telltale sign that the player's lazy and the player is not a very good player. And with Giannis being a high-level superstar that gets to the line and he misses free throws all the time, yeah, that tells me all I need to know about him. He may be a Greek freak of athleticism, but in a lot of ways, he's not as disciplined a player as he should be. Let's just put it that way. Cowboys saying Mel Bester will show up in 26 minutes. No, he's banned. He can't come in here and talk no more. He cannot say anything in this chat, much like cartoon characters from yesterday. They are ghosts of the past. Woo! Ghosts of the past. Ooh, I'm a fun guy. Ooh, scary ghost, Count Floyd. Ooh, scary. Ooh. Seymour saying 110 to 89. All right, y'all are funny because sometimes I feel like y'all are saying the same score, and then I look, oh wait, no, that's not what he said. 110 to 89. He said 110 to 98. All right, you just trying to do a flip on that. Randolph's got his score. All right, what are you saying, Randolph Phillips? 123 to 89. All right, there's the 89 again. 123 to 89. All right, we're gonna have to see who's right. You know, you could scientifically figure this out. In some ways, you could go look at the average scores for the teams and try and see if you could figure it out that way. Right now, I think they're giving the Knicks like 80% chance to win this game in the ESPN matchup predictor. So, yeah, that's what it's at right now. Yeah, Knicks. David's saying, you turncoat. You guys are turncoats. You should have picked the Raptors. Yeah, in some ways, we're not turncoats. We're supportive members of the Raptor Freak family because losing is best. That's right. Stabby's got his stat prediction. I love it. Stabby's getting involved today. We do this every game for the rest of the season. We're not going to do this next year, just so you guys know. We're only doing this while we're in this weird period where it doesn't matter if we win or lose. If it matters when we want to win, I'm not playing this game. But when we're in this, it doesn't matter kind of period of time right now with Scotty's broken hand, we'll play the game for the rest of the season. And that's it. I'm not going to do it in Summer League. Not going to do it in preseason either, just so you know. Let's see. Cowboys saying, I love this team. We are not a bad team at all. It's just part of the plan. Let's go Raptors. Yeah, if we're a prize fighter, we're on the ground, like beat up and our faces beat up, but we know there's another match next month. And that's what's going on. We're out. We're on the floor. We're bleeding. We're hurt. But we're going to get better. We're going to heal. And we're going to come back in the next fight. And we're going to be a much better next year is what I'm going to say right now. Yeah, David's saying, sometimes I make comments relating to other comments someone made, and then they get scared of you and they delete their comments. So my comment doesn't make any sense. And yes, I want a fucking cookie, clearly. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I guess that's what it is. Like, I don't know what they said. Don't scare them off like that. That's funny. And if you are writing stuff and you're worried about me reading them, it's up to you. If you want to censor yourself, if there's not as many comments for me to read, well, the stream goes faster. But I do like reading all of them, even if they're off the wall or weird. But yeah, that's probably what happened there, that I didn't understand what was going on because somebody deleted a comment. It's all good, David. We just do what we can. It makes the improv of me doing this show fun because sometimes there's a non sequitur or just an off the base weird comment from out of the blue. I'll just see what I say to it. Sometimes it's funny. Yeah, sometimes it's funny. David's saying, let's go. Stabby's saying, Raptor Freak, are you sold on Boston finally get the job done this year? When they do get beat, it looks ugly. I'm still not confident in them. No, I'm not, Stabby. And I want to write this script from the beginning of the season. Now, originally, my demise for the Celtics was that Coach Joe was going to be found out to be a fake coach, not a very good coach. And I still believe this. The record for them in the regular season, in some ways, is propped up by the NBA, but also the system and the way they've been doing things is really controlled by Brad Stevens. And Joe Mazzulla is just like a puppet master, like not puppet master, just a puppet coach. He's kind of like the avatar for Brad Stevens. In some ways, Brad Stevens is telling him what to do and be who he is, and he has control over the situation. Now, the problem is that Coach Joe got exposed last year by Eric Spoelstra. The Miami Heat had a less talented team, and they went around and fucked people up and got people in trouble, whether it was what we just talked about with Budenholzer and the Bucks or the Celtics last year. What I'll say is this. The Celtics are set up for something so amazing right now in the playoffs. They all really think they're going to win. There's all kinds of NBA odds makers saying like the Celtics have the 50% chance to win the championship this year because their dominance, their record, and all this kind of stuff. Well, I'm going to say the historical trend of the league is that the best team in the league with the best record doesn't win the championship. That's not normally the pattern. People think that is, but that's not actually true. The team that gets the best record in the league usually is a good regular season team, and they may not have the legs in the playoffs. And what I'm going to say about Coach Joe is he's going to get out coached in the playoffs. He's not going to make adjustments. This could be very similar to Casey for us. in the 2010 decades, where he's just not quick on making the adjustments. He's not a good playoff coach, and he'll get exposed then. And that'll be the crazy, delicious treat for everybody who hates the Celtics, that they have like such a dream season, regular season wise, and then a nightmare in the playoffs. And that's really what I think is going to happen, Stabby. I think you're exactly right that I don't believe in them either, specifically their coach, and that they're going to get exposed at some point by another team making adjustments with the right personnel and the effort, just like the Heat did to them last year. So I will stand by also that Porzingis is a loser. And when you have Porzingis on your team, you're not destined to win. Just trust me on that. There's a couple reasons why, and I won't go into them right now. But yeah, Stabby, great question. And yeah, I'm ready to see the failure of this, because Celtics fans are going to be so pissed off because they're having a dream season. They really think they're just destined to get it. In fact, in some ways, they're cocky and overconfident and they're going to win it. And that's why it's going to be so sweet when they fucking fail and they are just, it's going to be green tears crying out of their eyes. That's right. That's what's going to happen. I'm serious. Seymour saying 2 finger salute to Boston. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Let's go. Yeah, Coach Joe, he's going to get exposed. And they may have a different coach next year, Charles Lee or Sam Cassell. Yeah, that's my prediction right there. OKC, baby. You want to see the Oklahoma City Thunder win the championship. I'm all about that. I love that destiny. SGA. Let's get some gold this year. Gold in the NBA and at Paris. Yeah, let's go, SGA. That's right. So we're saying I want Houston to take out the Lakers so bad. That's right, Fred. Go on then, young Fred. Go on, bet on yourself the right way. Bet on yourself to go take the Lakers out of the play-in, not on yourself, Jonte Porter, you dumbass. Yeah, bet on yourself, Fred. Go get it. Go get it. Seymour saying, let's do some research, Dillingham. Yeah, Dillingham. Well, I looked at him, and he looks like a taller Kentucky guard, but in the same kind of mold. Feisty, quick to shoot, get up in the air and shoot kind of guy. I don't know if he's what we want, though. I really do not think that he is, from what I said earlier. Cool Cat saying, yes, Lex. Pascal's free throw attempts are worse on the Pacers. Small market sins. However, he is doing so well on the Pacers that they are forced to show quick clips of him, even though it is Halliburton's team. Well, that may be a little fuzzy right now. I don't want to cause problems for the Pacers because I do want them to be successful, and I don't want any kind of waves underlying. But, Halliburton's struggles since Siakam has shown up have been related to injuries. But in some ways, Siakam is really kind of the number one guy in Indiana at this point. I know a lot of people in Indiana will probably argue with me and say, no way, Halliburton's our franchise player. But you know what? Listen, Siakam's not that far off. And in some ways, y'all may need to just say Siakam's your guy right now while Halliburton's convalescing and getting better. And Halliburton comes back around, he starts doing what he used to do, then I would say that. But right now, your man is Siakam, Indiana Pacers. And get behind that Siakam train. Let's go, Spicy P, is what I'm saying about that. Yeah, he has worse free throws in Indiana, Cool Cat. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. How can that happen? I thought he couldn't get any worse the way they treated him up here in Toronto. How can that happen? Mike is saying Darko cooked the Lakers ref bias earlier this season. He pointed out Scottie was going to the rim and getting fouled and no calls were given. The numbers support what he said. Oh, yeah. Mike, we brought up this game recently, and you know that Laker game was a catalyst and a turning point in our season. We had like ups and downs, and we were very much on an upswing at that time, and the NBA killed it with a very humiliating, sad loss to the Lakers where we were railroaded to lose that game no matter what. And, that's why Darko went on that rant and saying, this is the exact truth. Scottie was going to the lane. He's not getting calls and ones for contact and what he's doing. I said this in advice in the last year or so. You got to finish through the contact. You can't wait for the whistle. You got to go just do that. And Scottie's been doing better at that. He's actually been finishing through contact, not worrying about the whistle. He can't depend on it. But this is the thing. If they were rightfully doing things the right way, he would be getting his fair share of free throws. And Darko's comment that he got fined for earlier this season was exactly right. You're exactly right, Mike. And the truth is out there, Lakers Nation. Y'all are like MAGA of the NBA. Seriously. You guys are the delusional, fucked up people in this league. And honestly, the rest of the fans in the league of other nations know what the refs are doing with y'all. And they agree with me. There's not many people that are on y'all's side, Lakers Nation, with your crazy ass reality of your foul calls. Seriously. James is saying, I wouldn't mind Dillingham. We should always pick talent over need. I'll agree with this for our top pick, but I won't agree with this for the middle pick or the first pick in the second round. No, you don't. You draft for need on those ones, but in the top 10, you draft for the best available, and that is the case. If we're in the top 6, as we hope we will be, well, then you get somebody like Rob Dillingham if he is projected to be a top 6 pick. So I don't know where these guys are projected, and honestly, I don't trust myself to look at them better than Bobby and Masai. I trust in Masai that he knows the best player when we're going to pick where we're going to pick. In fact, I don't even do any research on this hardly ever. I just like to be pleasantly surprised. I've done that like the last 3 years with Scotty. I had no idea we were going to pick Scotty. I was just really delighted. Grady last year, I didn't totally agree with it. I mean, I looked into who we should get, but I was kind of like, you know what? I don't really want Grady, but they were right. I'm glad we got Grady. Koloko was somebody that I was kind of wanting to get, and he was on my top 5 to draft that year, and we did get him, but we see what happened with him. Yeah. Let's see. Mike's saying it's crazier with Draymond, though. He can do whatever he wants on the court, and Joe Dumars doesn't do anything to suspend him or anything. 2 games in a row now, Draymond has been attacking players. So he's still doing what he was always doing, and he didn't learn anything from the suspension this year. There's not, you know why? It's because it's really messed up. It's like, all right, let's say that the NBA is a parent, their parents, and Draymond's their kid. And well, Draymond's a kid that goes to the schoolyard and he beats up the other kids. Now, the parent may come and make a big show of like, oh, you can't do that to other children in the park, young Draymond, you little thug. No, you can't do that. And Draymond's like, I'm sorry, mommy, I won't do it. Okay. They do that in front of everybody on the park. But when they go home, the parent is like, yeah, good job. We love you. Yeah, if they're messing with you, you go ahead and push them around and punch them in the face. That's the thing. There's a double message going on because they reinforce Draymond's antics by putting him on the broadcast as a broadcaster, by having his podcast. They really want him to be the next Charles Barkley. So they kind of think he's the next one coming up. He's not Charles Barkley, Adam Silver, by the way. Most people do not like him. Charles Barkley's extremely popular, even though he was a villain. That's the problem. Draymond Green is a villain, but he's not as popular as you think he is. And y'all talking about how he's a defensive genius and all this shit. I don't see that shit. Listen, I can say this. There's nothing any different than Draymond Green than Isaiah Stewart. They're the same player in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, you know, the way you guys prop up Draymond has been because he's been on the Warriors. If he wasn't on the Warriors and he didn't have the championships he had with them, he'd just be another jabroni that played in this league. And it's disappointing that it's like this. And you're exactly right, Mike. He's not getting the same treatment as anybody else. He gets a really, really a get out of jail card free kind of thing going. And it's annoying. It's very annoying. And that's kind of funny that him and LeBron are so tight, the 2 most coddled players in the league. But Mike, you're exactly right. And if Draymond's actively still attacking and hurting people and he didn't learn anything from earlier this year, yeah, NBA, you're idiots. You are absolute idiots. Your dog and pony show about suspending him and getting him counseling, yeah, they didn't go anywhere. And when I watched Dinners with DeMar Draymond episode, he's so full of himself, he doesn't even understand. He's out of touch with what he's doing, and his arrogance and his ego are fucking him up in this situation. Yeah, Draymond has no idea. He can't look at himself from the outside. He just believes the myths and the crazy stories of his greatness, and he really doesn't see who he is from the outside in some ways, the way we see him. So it's a messed up situation. It's Adam Silver's Frankenstein's monster, the dumbass. He created it himself. Fiercey saying, yes, logical. A recent broadcast showed the number of times Lakers went to the free throw line, and it was ridiculous. As for the Bucks, Giannis is slowly giving up on them, saying it's Dame's team. Since when? I could see that. In some ways, that's the thing that backfired for the Bucks. Y'all got greedy. Y'all wanted Lillard with Antetokounmpo, and now you may be pushing Giannis out because he's going to give the team to Dame, and he's going to leave and go to another team now. Wow. Wouldn't that be weird if all of a sudden Giannis was lined up with Scotty next year? Wouldn't that be really weird? How, somehow, I don't know how they do that, but maybe they figure that out and they do that somehow, some way. I don't necessarily want this because of what I just said about Giannis. I feel like in some ways, this is why I'll say Scotty Barnes is better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. He makes his free throws and he has more fundamentally better things about him. In some ways, he's a better shooter than Giannis already. And, if I had to choose between going forward in the future with our team, I don't want Giannis sweepstakes anymore. I want Scotty Barnes to stay exactly where he is, and we go forward with him as the face of our franchise. In some ways, if Masai made a power play this summer, to get Giannis to come here, I would kind of question his thinking on that because I don't think it's the right move. I don't think it's the winning move. It may have been the winning move after when we wanted to do it way back when we tried to get ready to do it, but we got Scotty since then, and it's changed. We do not need a Giannis sweepstakes if he does become free this summer. Now, if he does become free this summer, holy crap, Raptors Nation is going to be all about it. They're going to treat it just like Durant 2 summers ago, just like Lillard last summer. And y'all may need to let go of that one because I don't think it's a good idea at this point. It would have been a good idea when Mark and Serge left, but not at this point. We've got Scotty, and we don't need Giannis around fucking that shit up, is what I'm saying. So, you can see what Lillard did to fuck up the shit with Giannis in Milwaukee. That's a cautionary tale right there. You want people that fit with Scott, and Giannis does not fit with Scott. He does not fit with Scott. I'm going to tell you that right now. Cool Cat saying Giannis is looking frazzled now without his coach Bud. Giannis is just sticking to plowing down players. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, if he's not happy, he's leaving. And I don't care if he did that max extension that he just did. He will demand himself out of there, and there'll be some crazy-ass circus this summer. Watch. There'll be some crazy-ass circus. If they don't do well in the playoffs, if Doc does what he does in the playoffs like he usually does, yeah, there's going to be a circus in Milwaukee this summer once again. And the stability of Bud was something you should have really savored, Bucks Nation, instead of coming after your coach so bad after losing to Miami. Seymour saying Joe takes the blame for Draymond's actions, which is not cool because he's let shit slide. Draymond as a kid would be in the Pistons locker room and see very toxic behavior towards each other, and now he portrays it. Bad boy Pistons. Draymond blames Pistons organization. He blames the Pistons that I used to love and watch. Dude, you don't play in that era. Why do you think that you're so special that you can play the rules of Lambeer and Rodman now in this current game? Nobody else is allowed to. That's what I'm saying. This is a league of haves and have-nots. If LeBron is a have and Pascal Siakam is a have-not. Draymond is a have. He's allowed to do physical shit that most of the big players in this league are not allowed to do. If you live in the world of the Detroit Pistons bad boys, well, lucky you. You're allowed to by Joe Dumars and one of the bad boys himself. That's messed up. I don't like that, Joe Dumars. Change this. I love you, Joe. You're one of my favorite players of all time. I'm a huge Bad Boys fan. But you can't let this attitude live on through Draymond Green solely and singularly. It's not fair to the league, Joe Dumars. And I know if anybody's going to save this league, it's you. It's not Adam Silver. If you're in charge of the refs and you're in charge of competition, I trust you, Joe. You're actually a person I know is a good person, and I really do trust you because I've known about you for a long time as a player and your character and who you are. In some ways, Joe Dumars, it's on you to save the NBA because Adam Silver's going to be sold out to this every single time. And if you care about the game you love, you need to shape it the right way from where you are. Don't let Draymond do what he does. And yeah, if you want to allow more defense in the league, I'm all for it, Joe Dumars. But yeah, you got to stop the preferential treatment for certain players and teams, and you need to start calling it consistently at both ends is what I would be valuing very much. And also, if I were you, Joe Dumars, I would push the betting away from the game as quickly as possible. I know you may not have any power over this, but if you do in any little way, you need to be anti-gambling and get that shit pushed out of the league. In fact, if you have players and coaches coming to you with death threats every single day, you need to come to Adam Silver and say, look, this is not a safe environment you're fostering with the gambling around sports at this point. Because seriously, Joe, you're in a power position in the NBA. Come on. One of the old bad boy fans like me want to believe in you, that you have the best interests of the league and what it's going to become going in the future. And if you have any power on this, Joe, you need to do the right thing, is what I'm saying right now. You need to do the right thing. Fiercely saying, I'm glad we went through this hell of a season. We've been resilient. I manifest it can only get better next year. I really do believe in if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. And listen, our franchise is badass. We've had everything they've thrown at us. Natural disasters, betting, blood clots, everything, relocation, pandemic. It doesn't matter. We can handle it because we are tested. And other teams may not have done as well as we've done in these situations. That's one of the ways that Raptors fans should gauge the Raptors' success is how have we made it through a sinking ship and with making it through and looking okay in certain ways. It's not about wins or losses. It's about surviving, Raptors fans. And the Raptors have been surviving and taking the punches and keep on rolling and trying to go in the right direction positively, considering all the crazy shit around their team. That's amazing accomplishment. And y'all can say, oh, I look at the wins and I'm like, this is a horrible team. What a disaster year. Yeah, it has been a disaster year, but don't say this is a horrible team. They've rolled with the punches and done the best they can considering everything. Cool Cat saying, I just hope Jonte is innocent. Folks might think the Raptors is an easy target because it's not in the U.S. Not smart. Just stay away from this stuff. I think that it's just unfortunate that he allowed this. Masai and Bobby are just going to have to be tough. They're going to have to be very strict and stringent and vetting these people before they come here. In some ways, if there were any signs that Jonte was doing any kind of sports betting before this, nah, you can't come here. The door's closed. In some ways, I have a rule about knuckleheads not coming to Toronto. Well, I have a rule against sports bettors coming to Toronto at this point now. And you know what? We learned the Jonte lesson. Hopefully, we never, ever have any kind of gambling scandal around the Toronto Raptors ever again, because this is not a symptom of our franchise like some dumbass cartoon characters were trying to say yesterday. This is a symptom of one player on our team who made very poor decisions like an idiot. So I hope he's innocent too. I feel like he's dumb enough to be a patsy and be stupid enough to allow this somebody to manipulate his life and allow this to happen. I feel like he is dumb enough that that would happen. I'm not believing that this guy is any kind of intellectual genius or financial genius. I feel like he understands a certain systems and how to make money, but that doesn't mean he's smart, y'all. Once again, I'll say that. That does not mean he's smart. Let's see. Mike saying, fiercely, the numbers are nuts. The Lakers are bottom 10 in drives per game, but fourth in free throws for. They are 30th in free throws against, so they get a crazy free throw differential. Over the last year, it's 800 free throws higher. Yeah, add that all up. That's how, and that's the sad thing about them. Look at where they are in the standings still. Look at how they finish every year. They've tried so hard to help LeBron. That's why I think he's a huge fail. Because honestly, he's had everything rolled out in front of him, red carpet. They want him to win. They've helped him win. They've held his hand to win. And he still can't get any better than the bottom half of the play-in right now. Yeah, it's pathetic. It's sad. The Lakers are a joke, and they really are completely propped up. And Mike's got the stats to back it up right there. Logical Raptors fanatic coming back in full force with the stat back up. And he's exactly right. That's all true. It's like, how the hell did they get so many free throws if they don't drive? It's really, if they even try to drive, the foul's being called. Cowboys saying alley-oop to Fiercy. You know it. Watch out, NBA and bandwagon fans. All right, we're going to give an alley-oop to Fiercy Salsera and Fiercy Salsera Jr. All right, yeah, alley-oop, that's 61. 61. Yeah, that was a year that the Celtics won the championship, 1961. All right, let's see. Where am I? I'm on Cowboy. 10 minutes left. Okay. Yeah. No more comments, if you please, if you don't mind. Mike's saying higher than the next team. The Bucks are at 1,014 plus free throws, and the Bucks are next team with like 350 something. All right. I'm going to read those as LOL, laugh out loud, because I know it's like a Twitch thing, but I don't understand how to read that. I'm going to go lol, lol. That's a crazy gap. Yeah, it's messed up. It's so egregiously crazy, and obviously it's a NBA thing that they're doing on purpose. Chris is saying this season I blame it on the rain that's falling. I blame it on the rain that the rain is falling. I blame it on the stars that did shine at night. But whatever I do, I don't put the blame on you, Darko. Blame it on the rain. Yeah, yeah. You gotta blame it on the rain, 'cause the rain don't mind. You've got to blame it on something. Betting and blood clots. All right, yeah, there you go, Chris. You know what? I'm gonna give you a 3-pointer for inspiring a song that was actually quite fun to do. I appreciate that. 43, Pascal Siakam, buddy. You got Pascal Siakam number right now. 43. That's right. Let's see. MSJ saying also OKC SGA is truly the smoothest player alive. Yeah. Yeah. There's an article on ESPN yesterday talking about how the GOAT, most favorite player in the league by the young players is Paul George. And I've seen this phenomenon for a couple of years. And ESPN, you're late. You should have been on Scotty Barnes' Twitch family a couple summers ago, where everybody was talking about Paul George, Paul George. There is really a lot of young NBA players that think Paul George is the GOAT and the person to watch with their moves. I don't totally understand this. It's not like Paul George has had a career of distinction. I mean, he has awards, he has anything, but it's really humdrum to me. It's not like he's won stuff, or he's got all-stars. Yeah, sure. But apparently it's because of the way he plays. It's that they think he's the smoothest player in the league. Well, I want to argue this with Chris. and say it's SGA. And Chris and I are going to say, yeah, it's our Canadian guys. SGA is the smoothest player in the league. It's not Paul George, not anymore at least. Yeah, it could have been Paul George a couple of years ago before SGA showed up, but now the smoothest player in the league is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Yeah, I would say that right there. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, let's go, Darko and the Mug Brothers. In effect, MSJ, 100%. You want to get, yeah, MSJ got a three-pointer. That's right. James is saying, can we look at Kelly Ware? No, we already had the one for today was Rob Dillingham. There's one scout a day. I can't do too much. It's my scouting quota. I do my scout and then it's done. You'll have to tell me tomorrow, James, and I'll come in and I'll look at another person, one a day. There's a scout a day, and today it was Rob Dillingham. I'll look at Kel Ware. Is he related to Coco? Yeah, that'd be awesome. This guy is Jared Allen with the three-point shot, way better than Zach Edey. Ooh, okay. We'll have to see him. We'll look at him another time. But yeah, I'll think about seeing him. Just mention him in another day. We'll do this every day up until the draft. So this is how I'm going to handle my draft scouting. Is you guys bring me a player one a day though. I don't want to do too much, and we're on a schedule today. Smooth saying it did not make sense how bad the Bucks were in crunch time. Man, it was bad. Giannis was fouled. The last play of regulation was a no call. Yeah. Yeah, it's all the script. If those guys were tired, if Doc's an inside man for the NBA overall on the script writing, the WWE storylines they want to write, yeah, all that stuff. The Lakers are in trouble. Fred is coming, and they want it. They're scared of Fred. They're scared of Fred and MA and the Rockets, and they got to help them right now because they see the Rockets coming up, and they know either the Warriors or the Lakers going to lose their spot in the play-in. Watch. Yeah, Seymour's looking at research. We were researching. That's right. I'll do that research sometimes for this show. I do research all the time. Cool Cat saying Dame is such a defensive hole. That sounds weird. Phrasing. I don't know why that's phrasing, but that is kind of phrasing. He's such a defensive hole. I don't know how to deal with that. Cool Cat. He's such a defensive hole. Why is that making me laugh so much? He's such a defensive hole. All right. Let me just give her a dunk, and I'll shut up and stop being like a little kid here. She called him a defensive hole. All right, you're getting a three-pointer. You're at 16, Cool Cat. Man, I need to give Cool Cat more dunks. She's the coach. I love Coach Cool Cat. Everyone around him needs to be an elite defender, especially in the East. Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably very, very true. This is why I don't believe Dame Lillard's one of the top 75 greatest players of all time. I really don't. I don't overvalue the offense of Dame Lillard and James Harden and a lot of these guys who made that list. Honestly, you know why? It's because of guys like this that I don't. Like, this guy was them too back then. But do we ever talk about this guy in the history of anything right now? No. Orlando Woolridge could score the hell out of the ball. This man could get 30. This guy could do anything. Alex English, great Raptors coach. Alex English. He scored the most points in the entire decade of the 1980s in the NBA. Yeah, go look it up. Alex English scored the most points in the whole 10 years of the 1980s. No other player, not Magic, not Kareem, not Michael, not Larry, not Dr. J, not Charles Barkley, not Karl Malone. Him, and partly is because he played the whole 10 years. But yeah, Alex English scored the most points. Do we ever talk about Alex English? Do we? No. In some ways, Dame Lillard deserves to be Alex English in 30 years from now. And yeah, I would say the same thing for James Harden if he doesn't win a championship. These guys need to be Rolando Blackman, Alex English, Orlando Woolridges when they get older. Because honestly, there's been guys like them every generation. This fill up the basket, score a bunch. In some ways, they don't play defense. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly it right there. Carlos saying, good morning, Raptor Freak family. Happy game day. Happy game day to you, Carlo. Always good to see you. Cowboys saying, shit, my bad, James. We scouted Dillingham. It's all good. He got in there first. You get the hole first. You get the ball first. You get the loose ball. That's why you got to get after it. If you want me to scout, you got to get after it, James. You got to get there before Cowboy. It's a loose ball. You got to run and get it. That's right. Morning, Carlo JS from Seymour. Fiercely saying the Bucks were gassed. Lakers had more energy. Raptors can play fast-paced. That's how we can win games because how many teams can't keep up with us. Well, we'll see that next year. This year, anything we're doing right now is just development and trying out these youngsters. Yeah, it's all good, James. You're going to get in there. You've had a couple of scouts with me already, from what I remember. But yeah, this is a new feature on the show. We'll do the scout of the day, but just one. And it's the first request that comes in. Let's see. Seymour's getting dap. I'll check him out though. Yeah, you guys go do a pre-scout on him and bring them to me, and then I'll look at them possibly tomorrow. If James comes in or somebody else wants to bring them up tomorrow, we'll do them. All right, 100 to 105. Carlo, I'm going to take this as you're saying 100 for the Knicks, 105 for the Raptors. Because if you're going to write it in without telling me which team you want to win, I'm going to say it's the visitor and then the home, like the normal scoreboard. So I'm going to say 100 for the Knicks, 105 for the Raptors because of the way you wrote it, because it's New York to Toronto. Just so you know, that's the default. If y'all ain't going to write which team you want to win, I'm going to pick it that way, just so you know. So write it the right way. If that's what you meant, Carlo, tell me. If you didn't, well, correct me. Cool Cat saying, coaches that have young players are playing very fast to wear out teams with older players. Laugh out loud. That's a good strategy. Yeah, but I don't believe that this strategy should work. In some ways, this is a silly strategy. Just because you're in your 30s doesn't mean you can't run with the 20-year-olds. I think this is ridiculous, honestly. If you're in the NBA, you should be able to get up and down the court. And Garrett Temple's a good example of what I'm talking about right now. Cool Cat's saying, Giannis not getting another chip. He messed up with his championship coach. His teammates are older and have too much wear and tear on their frame. Yeah, and also the salary cap things are different. And his salary kind of hurts them in some ways because he takes such a big chunk of it. And in some ways, he will not be able to get a fleshed out team of quality around him like he did when he won the championship a couple years ago. So I think you're right, Cool Cat. I don't think the Bucks are going to get another championship with Giannis. And maybe partly because he leaves this summer. David saying sometimes they just delete random comments when the stream is going longer and they aren't that important, or you discussed earlier. Thank you, David. Honestly, I appreciate that. That is something for your own discretion. I will read every comment, but if you're actively modifying what's in the chat from your contributions as to whether it's necessary or not, I appreciate you. In fact, David, I'm going to give you a three-pointer just for espousing on that. I'm sure you're not the only person on this channel that's done that in the past. You got a DeLon Wright 55 right now, my guy. DeLon Wright 55, my dude. Yeah, I appreciate that. Cowboy saying, what's your prediction, Miss Moody? She's not here, Cowboy. If you see Jill, then she's here. But if she's not here, she's not here. I don't know if she's ever coming back, Bradley. Seriously. In some ways, I may have pissed her off, and she just said last straw. We don't get along, Bradley. I thought we went over this yesterday. That I don't think she's coming back. So don't bring her up unless she's here. How about that? Davis got the cutoff. Carlos saying, saw that clip of Jonte from the Clippers game, and it's suspicious. His eye looked okay, and he didn't get hit or anything. No, I thought that was suspicious as hell, too, like when it happened. Like, I didn't see him get hurt when he left the game. I didn't see anything that happened with his eye. Like, if he could play earlier and his eye was fine. See, that's why it's not a very well-thought-out plan if he did do some weird-ass shit. The other clip is going on online right now is this one where he makes the bank three. Now, remember this shot in the game. Like, he was shooting a three at the top of the key, and it bounced into the basket off the board, and they cut to him on camera, and he looked like he was disappointed he made the shot. And everybody's kind of like saying that this is proof that he was like not happy that he made a three-pointer. In fact, he was trying to brick it, but he actually made it by accident, is what they're trying to say. You can find this clip on Twitter right now, the one where Jonte makes the three, a bank shot at the top of the key, and then he has a weird look on his face like he's kind of upset that he made the shot. So I don't know. That may be kind of extrapolating and assuming too much by me, but there are people putting this out there as a clip that kind of shows a weird evidence of him not wanting to make threes. If he's so good, he made the threes and he didn't mean to. It's kind of crazy. You can see that clip. It's out there. I watched it and I was like, it does kind of look like what they're saying. Mike is saying, Tristan's here. Good to see Tristan Trey. Always good to see our guy from Coach's Open House. Really good to see Tristan and hang out with him that day. Mike saying, I retracted my debate with the cartoon guy yesterday after you clipped him. It was about to make little sense with his part, without his part. Yeah, I appreciate that too, Mike. Honestly, I know that you and I have a past. It's been up and down, but you know what? Honestly, I'm a lot more easygoing than last year even. I've really tried to develop as a streamer and be a little bit more nice and not so like judgmental and coming down on people. Mike, you know, listen, I know that we have our past in certain ways. I was really hard on you at times, and it wasn't fair to you. And I appreciate you being back right now. And honestly, I'm trying not to be like that. I've been very hard on Jill recently, and that's part of the reason why she's not here. But in some ways, being hard on her was justified. But with you and times last year, you know what? I was getting mad at you for typos, and I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just went with it and been cool with you. I really do appreciate you, Mike. Smooth saying Giannis went up for an alley oop at the end, and AD elbowed him in the waist. No call. Yeah, that doesn't help the Lakers. That goes against the storyline. I know what's going on here. Just insane logical. Do you do any sports content on Twitch? He did in the past. I know he's done stuff on Twitch in the past, and of course he has his YouTube channel on here also. So yeah, I don't know what he's doing actively right now. I know he hasn't made anything on his YouTube channel for almost a year now, but who knows? Maybe he is doing stuff on Twitch, like playing video games like he used to, or talking Raptors on there. I hope you are getting your outlet, Mike, for whatever you want to do as far as creative content. David's saying that cartoon guy was a complete donkey. Well, he was a dog, and he was a anime character. I don't even know Goku. Goku from Dragon Ball Z. I know I don't watch Dragon Ball Z. I just knew it was Dragon Ball Z, though. I was proud of that. And then I do know Snoopy, though. Snoopy's more my age, though. Tristan's getting dapped from David. Yeah, it's good to see Tristan. You know, I'm gonna give a dunk to Tristan showing up and everybody's giving him dap. I love that. Yeah. Let's see, where's Tristan on the list? Let's see what numbers he's at. All right, he's got the OG Anunoby 3 at this point. You got the OG Anunoby 3 at this point. That's awesome. Let's see. Carlos saying, I seen that too. Big up yourself, Tristan. That's right. You guys all saw Tristan when we were at the coach's open house. Yeah, let's see. Mike saying, Tristan Trey, not at the moment. I'm looking to get a better computer before starting again. There you go, Mike. I hope you do get that and everything works out for you in every aspect of your life, Mike. Let's see. Cowboys dapping people, and so is Tristan. Let's see. Nice. Seymour saying, pickleball champ. Where you at? You talking about Scott Foster? You talking about Mark Davis? These pickleball champions, nefarious refs. Mark Davis was in charge of the sideshow that the Lakers did the other day against Indiana. Yeah, I always like to check and see who the ref was for the hit jobs around the Lakers, so I can know who the referees are that are doing this. And you know what? It's all over the place. There's a lot of refs that will help the Lakers. There's a lot of refs that will help the Lakers. All right, let me see who the refs were last night that helped the Lakers last night. No. Who was it? Who was it? Who was there? Who are the guilty parties that were not calling fouls for Giannis at the end of the end of the game with AD hitting them? Come on now, ESPN, don't slow me down. Let me see this. I feel like my internet is doing something screwy all of a sudden. You guys can see me still. It's just ESPN slow. Why are you doing this to me? You don't want me to see? You're trying to cover it up for the refs? Why is it slow all of a sudden? This is weird. Anyway, either way, let's keep going. I'll look at it in a sec. Maybe it'll slow down. All right, let's see. Chris is saying, okay, music trivia. All right, let's see how he's going to try and stump me. What is the name of the record label Madonna founded? Bonus. What Canadian female singer did they sign who then went on to make a top 1 record? Her record label is called Maverick Records. And I believe the Canadian female singer that they signed to make a number 1 record is Alanis, right? Is that right? I think I got that one, Chris. You let me know if I got that right. I know Maverick's right, and I'm pretty sure it's Alanis Morissette, but I may be completely wrong. Let's see. Jimmy Pope is saying anybody other than the Celtics. Fuck the Celtics. With you on that. And Sixers, too. Don't forget them. Preach. Jimmy Pope, you want a dunk? I'm going to give you a dunk for that one. It's always good to see Jimmy, the Pope of positivity. Yeah. All right. You got Serge Ibaka 9 now, my guy. You're number 9. Dunk. Let's see. What else are we saying? Smooth saying the Porter situation makes me extremely angry, man. It's the integrity of the game, man. Just being accused is enough. But if he's innocent, watch your friends. But he should not be a Raptor. Yeah, I mean, seriously, you just don't want that air of suspicion around you in any kind of way, whether it's a family member that bets all the time. Like if I was, it was interesting. They talked to Bruce Brown and Kelly Olynyk about this issue at the practice interview yesterday. And Bruce Brown said, I don't do anything with gambling in my life around me. And all the people in my inner circle know not to come near me with that. If they're going to ask me about how I'm feeling or anything like that, I don't tell them. And Kelly was like, I only tell my mom about how I feel. This is what he said. He said, I'll tell my mom how I'm feeling, but I won't tell anybody else like what my injuries are or how I'm doing. You know, this is an issue. And the NBA players that are smart already knew this and had safeguarded this. Obviously, Jonte was living fast and loose with his life and his information giving as being a tip dealer on his website. You could do this with stocks. You could do this with your bets. That's fucked up, man. You give yourself an air of suspicion just by having dalliances in these areas. There's a really strong reason why Darko said, I have never been around betting culture and I don't have anything to do with it, because he's made that a principle and a benchmark of his character. And in some ways, players that want any kind of dalliance or any kind of association with any kind of person's betting or anything, you're in trouble. In fact, I look at some of the players that are doing advertising for the bet companies. I'm really disappointed in you, Muggsy Bogues. You're doing betting company commercials now all of a sudden. I'm like, Muggsy, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing, Muggsy? Come on now. What are you doing those betting commercials? It makes me mad too. And the NBA's mad about it too. And it's kind of ironic. They're going to come down and make an example of him. He's going to be like a Roy Tarpley. Roy Tarpley was an example for his alcoholism in the 80s and his drug abuse. And he kept getting suspended and banned. Well, he's going to be that guy, Michael Ray Richardson, except for gambling. And he won't be the first one. I mean, he won't be the last one. He may not even be the first one. We don't know for sure. Cowboys agreeing. Let's see. Fiercey saying Maverick record label, and she's saying Alanis Morissette. I think that we have the same answer. So we might be right. I don't think it's Avril. Avril's later. I think it's Alanis. I think Alanis was on her record label earlier than Avril Lavigne came out. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And here's a little fun fact, Chris. Alanis Morissette filmed her first music video at the Velvet Underground at Queen in Portland, the place I used to work at. I was the manager of that nightclub in the early 2000s. And yeah, she's filmed her first ever video in the Velvet at Queen in Portland in downtown Toronto, Queen West. Yeah. There's a 10 o'clock cutoff. Thank you. And I've got how many minutes till Marquise Noel time? All right. We're just under 30 minutes for Marquise show. I highly advise everyone to watch Marquise Noel play today against the Motor City Cruise at 11 o'clock very soon. Mike's saying Draymond's 2 games ago with the Grizzlies went to Grizzlies bench during a timeout and started pushing people, and Grizzlies head coach ended up on the floor. Last night, Draymond chokeslammed Patty Mills for no reason. Yeah, he's a menace. I hate the guy, honestly. I don't revere him like everybody else does. I revere the bad boys for what they did back in the day, but that was that era. In some ways, if you're playing against everybody else and they don't have the same rules as you, well, fuck right off, Draymond Green. Seriously. You're a clown to me in a lot of ways. You're a jackass. And there's all kinds of things I don't like about him. The way that they talk him up and make him sound like he's so much better than he is makes me mad, honestly. Because honestly, you're condoning violence. In some ways, you guys saying he's a hero and he's all this stuff is bad for little children. We see an uptick in youth sports of really bad behavior. And I blame people like Draymond Green for the youth being out of pocket, bouncing the ball off people's faces, being a little physical, being stupid in stupid ways, doing really out of pocket shit. The young people should not be learning that kind of ethics or culture of sports. It used to be sports was a vehicle for good sportsmanship and not looking people too short, all kinds of stupid ass little shit that's around the game at this point. And I blame leaders and heroes in the league like LeBron and Draymond for this idiocy that we've gotten to at this point. It's so stupid. It makes me mad. Yeah. Cowboys saying later, Lex. All right. And Freaks, let's go, Raptors. That's right. Chris is saying, Fiercey, you ought to know. So I got it too. I got both of them right. All right. I want points. I'm getting points. I don't get Raptor Freak trivia points. So I'm getting dunks. I'm going to take 10 dunks for this because I feel like it's a 5 for each. So I'm getting 10 dunks for getting both the answers right because I got it. 30. I'm a Del Curry 30, guys. Del Curry 30. That's what I am right now. Del Curry 30. That's right. Let's go. You oughta know. No. All right. So we got it right. Trevor's saying, did you guys see Draymond's son punch another player on court just like his daddy? See, this is exactly what I was just saying, Trevor. He's an influence on his own children punching people. Okay, great, Adam Silver. You're really shaping the game for a great future. Punching people and bets, props and bets, and threatening players and coaches on their DMs. Great job, Adam Silver. You've really, really done a good job. I'm sure if we could get a hologram of David Stern up here real quick and talk to him in an AI way with it's actually his beliefs and who he is, he would be fucking telling you you're a piece of shit and dumbass what you did to his league. He would be. I'm sure David Stern would be so disappointed in Adam Silver and the stupid ass shit he's been doing. lately. Oh my gosh, yeah. Let's see. Chris is saying anyway to say we have no chance versus the Knicks is an understatement. 124 to 102. That's your guess, MSJ. 124 to 102. 124 to 102. And I like the way, but I like the way the Knicks play. Can't hate a hardworking team. Also, go JFL. That's the team coached by Tibbs. That's why they're the way they are. It's because their coach. I admire the Knicks too for their style. I'm not a hater of the Knicks as much. I don't like the Villanova guys. They're kind of cocky, and I don't really like them. I don't like Brunson. I don't like DiVincenzo. I don't like Josh Hart. But I like our Raptors. I like OG. I like Precious. I'm not a big fan of Julius, but I don't hate Julius. I do like Mitchell Robinson. I think Hartenstein's an interesting player too. I mean, there's likable people on the Knicks, but historically, I shouldn't like them. They're a division rival, but OG's on their team, and so is Precious. And we're going to see Precious tonight. So, yeah, I have respect for them in some ways too. I have more respect for them than I do the Lakers and the Celtics, obviously. Yeah, go JFL. All right, we'll see. Let's see. Go Just for Laughs. Yeah, the comedy festival. I love it. Fiercely saying everybody chasing the chip, messing up team dynamics in the process. We had drama, but I'm glad it was mostly contractual and in terms of personalities entitlement. This is the thing. Some people could look at our situation from last year and say some of the similar things I just said about Milwaukee and Budenholzer. They could be like, whoa, the Raptors just overreacted to firing Nick Nurse. And look at what Nick Nurse is doing now for the Sixers. They don't understand the true story of what happened, that Nick forced his way out, and we had no choice on this. If we could have kept Nick Nurse as our coach, we would have. But he didn't want to be here, and he obviously didn't because he sabotaged his career here. So there was no choice for us. In some ways, it's not the same as the Bucks. The Bucks made the decision to fire Coach Budenholzer, and we had to. We were forced to coach Nick Nurse, fire Coach Nick Nurse. So it's crazy. In some ways, we had to weather those punches, and it was nothing we could do about it. If Nick's going to submarine our team on the down low while he's running it, what the fuck are we supposed to do? And obviously, there's going to be a fallout from that kind of dysfunction this season. Excuse me. All right, I'm getting close. I'm under 20 minutes. I got to get going. Let's see. Tom Duke is here. He has retracted his message. Chris is saying Draymond, 6'6", 230 pounds, built like a Russian UFC fighter named Volkov. But the man has to stop the nonsense. Yeah, he didn't learn nothing. And you know what? He's going to hurt somebody afterwards. This is going to look like really stupid. If he ends somebody else's career with some sort of bullshit, oh my gosh, NBA, you idiots. You just really making yourself pitfalls, and you're walking right into them. Whether it's Draymond's unstopped violence or the betting that's going on now. You guys are just setting yourselves up for failure, disasters, controversy, scandals. Left and right. You're just setting yourself up. I don't understand how y'all are so stupid and you can't see this. You idiots. Fiercely saying, what's scary about Draymond is the impulsiveness. I saw him grabbing Patty Mills by the neck yesterday. He was defending him okay at first, then switched to the neck. Dude, what the hell? Sounds like he has anger control problems. It sounds like he has problems. In fact, on the DeMar dinners with DeMar, he said to DeMar, I don't want to go to therapy because I feel like it will change me as a basketball player. He understands he's a psycho. And if he goes and gets therapy, it will stop him being such a psycho. So he's choosing on purpose not to take therapy so that he can be all fucked up and out of pocket and grabbing people's necks like last night. So, yeah, no more comments. Thanks, Chris. What's your prediction, Tom Dukey? All right, Tom Duke. Let's see what he's writing in here. We've got 129 to 99 for the New York Knicks. That's right. I think everybody's picked the Knicks except for Carlo. Carlo has got the Raptors winning. And you're a real one, Carlo. I appreciate you being like that. Seriously. Tom's saying go Raptors, and David is dapping. And it looks like everybody's putting comments in still. Cowboy's saying, let's fucking go. And Logical saying, fiercely facts. It's crazy. Patty Mills isn't a guy that starts stuff either. No, he's an old vet. He's been around forever. Draymond, you played against Patty Mills for like a decade now. Why the fuck are you doing this to him? In some ways, it just shows a lack of control by Green. He has no control over himself, and that's dangerous. That is dangerous, NBA, Adam Silver. Yeah, it's like what? All right, you're the police, and you know a child molester is going back in the community. You're going to put him next to the house, of a house next to school? No, they're not allowed to live near schools, right? So Draymond is an abuser. He shouldn't be allowed to be out there and doing this stuff. It's like putting a child predator next to a school in a community. Seriously, this is exactly the same thing. in a different aspect of something. Yeah. Kareem saying, I don't know why, but I'm rooting for Eric Curry today. I hope the 905 lose by 55 and he gets fired in the middle of the third quarter. Kareem, man. Kareem is so funny. This is so good. Where's Monique? She needs to laugh at your joke because she loved it. She loved that. That's a great anti Eric Curry. You've got 93, my guy. The year I graduated from high school. You got a 93 now, guy. You're the high leading scorer in dunks right now. And that's why, for stuff like that. Hilarious. All right, we got Raptor Freak Rookie of the Year for 2023. Shir Khan in the house. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. This has really been a roller coaster ride by us, for us Raptors fans. Ever since the 3-game winning streak after All-Star break, people were wondering what the direction is going to be. After going 1-13, we now know. Yeah, it is what it is, Shir Khan. We just have to keep to the plan that's changing and just go with it. And at this point, we know what we need to do. And, well, let's just finish the season. And we'll just try and make hold our head up high, even though the losses are stacking, and just understand the reality of it, that there should be an asterisk about this losing streak in the future. That this losing streak isn't just like look at it and be like, oh, wow, look at that losing streak the Raptors had at the end of the year. Casuals who are not watching will not understand that we're kind of trying to lose on purpose right now. And the asterisk should say that the Raptors were in a situation with a protected pick, that they lost somewhat on, like, not totally on purpose, but they were okay with losing. And that's a part of the reason why this streak will go into Raptors franchise history. But we need that asterisk because that is very important to signify why. All right, let's keep going. David saying a voice of reason, the rookie of the year. That's right. Let's give old Shir Khan a dunk for participation and showing up and saying what he's saying. You got a 10, my guy. You're DeMar DeRozan 10. That's right. You're DeMar DeRozan 10. All right, let's see. Ray Smud's got his number. And oh my gosh, Ray Smud, what are you doing this to me? You know I don't want to do algebra tonight. No trigonometry. Don't make me do that calculus with Scotty Barnes on his Twitch. Come on now, Edmund. Come on now. What are you doing to me? I don't want to have to carry over the remainder and figure out the quotient. Come on, man. Why are you making me do high-level math by giving me a 9,040 to 89 score? I don't know how to subtract that to make it work. I'm stupid at math. You got to make it easier. Chris is saying, I'm going to go deep into the Gordon Lightfoot catalog tomorrow. Oh, nice. I like that. That's cool. Randolph's saying, Lex, I cannot get behind LeBron James no matter how I try. Yeah, I mean, he has security, Randolph. No, that's an easy joke. Anyway. No, but I'm with you. I wish I could like LeBron more. But, man, he just makes himself so unlikable with the privilege. It's kind of like, all right, LeBron is like that rich white kid that lived in your neighborhood that had everything, like everything. His family had a hot tub. He had like every single new toy that came out. That's what LeBron is. He's the epitome of privilege and the example of the NBA ecosystem. If anybody wants to understand what privilege is in life, like how people can have privilege over other people, the NBA is a great example of social science kind of stuff like that. You can look at it in a harmless way from the outside and understand the example from the outside. LeBron James is very privileged in this league. He gets all the privileges in the world from Adam Silver and the refs and all kinds of things. So anybody who doesn't understand privilege or the concept of privilege and why people say that, well, go look at the example I just talked about as far as the way the refs call fouls for him. That is a privilege. And he is like that kid that got all the toys down the street, that everybody went to their house to play with their He-Mans in Castle Grayskull. That's right. Mike's saying apparently it's been said around the league, players want to hit Draymond, but can't afford to lose the $50K. Like Draymond can throw away, and your point is correct. It's unfair. Yeah, I'd love to see Beef Stew rear back and clock him one good one. You know, if he actually did serious damage to him, I wouldn't be upset about it. Seriously. Most of the time, I'll be like, we don't want anybody to get hurt. Well, I want Draymond to get hurt. Yeah, I do. And he'd get a little taste of his own medicine. Maybe he'd stop fucking being out of pocket with choke slams on Patty Mills. You're not the Undertaker, bitch, is what I'm trying to tell this guy. He's not the Undertaker. Fiercely saying Lethal Shooter was doing a live yesterday and asked us to put fire emojis in his last post. I went on the post and it was a betting promo. That's sad and pathetic. That's what I'm saying. People are going to sell it out. In some ways, when you see somebody in a betting commercial, you're just going to be like, sell out. If I was an athlete and I was anti-gambling and I saw people that I liked or respected do that, I would change my opinion about them. Seriously. In some ways, Muggsy, I'm looking at you differently now that you're in a betting commercial, Muggsy Bogues. And that makes me sad. I wish you weren't a part of the problem, my guy. Let's see. Country Kong saying, Lex, earlier we mentioned Coach Bud. Speaking of having patience with failure, don't look now, but Malachi has been playing great for the Pistons. With Cade out, he's averaging 15, 5, and 5. Well, great. He couldn't do it here, obviously. He had all the opportunities in the world. Some buds sprout and blossom at different schedules. In some ways, that's why I'm not upset about Delano doing what he's doing in Portland. That's why I'm not upset about O'Shea Brissett's growth since he left the Raptors going to other places. It's woulda, coulda, shoulda. In some ways, everybody's timeline is different. If he's in a better environment to grow, Pistons, shitty team, he's got all the chances in the world. Obviously, he's going to put stats up. So, yeah, great. I'm sure Eric Flynn's feeling real good. And, well, he should be proud of his son finally doing something worth note in the NBA, even though it's on a team that doesn't matter. And in a lot of ways, this doesn't matter at all. MSJ saying, fuck me about that comment. Yeah, who cares? Who cares? In some ways, who cares? Go, Malachi, go, Tom saying. All right, Tom, you want to dunk just for ironic funniness? Yeah, you go ahead, Tom Dookie. We're going to give you – actually, I'm going to give you a three-pointer for all you do. And thanks, Tom, for taking away that emoticon. I really didn't like. Have a great day, everyone. You too, Tom. And Mike's saying sometimes players just need a fresh start. Exactly. And he didn't get it right away. He rode on the pine for them. It's not like they were playing him at all. He actually was getting a lot of DMPs when he first showed up at Detroit. All right, let me do the quick recap. We're under 10 minutes. And also there is something I want to talk about real quick. On Monday, I spent a couple hours with Terrence Ross on Twitch and talked to him a bit. And it was very interesting what he said to me. At the end of the Twitch stream, I was saying, Terrence, come back to Toronto and visit us sometime. Your fans up here love you up here in the north. And he said, oh, actually, Raptor Streak, the Raptors reached out to me in the last month to come up to Toronto to be a part of y'all's broadcast. And I'm not going to do it right now, but I am going to come up there in the future because I love my Toronto fans, is what Terrence Ross said to me personally. Yes, Monday. I forgot to talk about it yesterday because the Jonte stuff overshadowed it. So the Raptors do have a program that reaches out to people like JYD, who was on the broadcast recently, to come and say, hey, you want to come up and be around the team as alumni? So Terrence got an email from the Raptors asking him to come up and visit us. He's not going to come this year. In fact, he's more excited about the Magic right now. He's very, very, very up on the Magic's chances in the playoffs. In fact, he said he's going to go to all their games for the playoffs. He will be at the Orlando Arena cheering on the Orlando Magic. He's very much more Orlando alumni at this point, but he doesn't turn his back on his Toronto roots, and he does really respect and love Raptors Nation also. But he is really more Magic alumni at this point. And he is classically a Laker fan, number one, just so y'all know. He let us know that on the stream the other day. So the Lakers were always my team when I was a kid. They were my favorite team growing up in Washington. And so he's a Laker fan classically as a kid. He's now alumni of Magic more strongly, but he has a family and a connection to us, obviously being a rookie and playing for us, being a dunk champion and being a part of that nucleus with DeMar and Kyle. So it's interesting that they sent him an email to come and see us. And he's not going to come for this season. Obviously, we're shitty, and he doesn't want to come up for that. But I can see him coming next year if we're pretty good, coming up and hanging out with us during the game. So, yeah. All right, let me see. Is there anything else? All right, let's do the recap of everything. Real quick, the injuries for tonight for the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson, Alec Burke, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle. Alec Burke is questionable. He could play. All the guys out for the Raptors tonight, DJ Carton, Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, Scotty Barnes, Jonte Porter, and Chris Boucher. Marquise Noel is returning to play for the 9:05 in about 5 minutes. They will tip off. The referees for that game are Charles Watson, Teresa Stuck, and Jacob Barnett. The referees for the New York Knicks-Toronto game tonight are Zach Zarba, Murat Kugat, and Jonathan Sterling. Zarba and Sterling favor the Raptors. Murat Kugat favors the Knicks. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything else. ESPN Power Rankings has a ranked at 26 now in the league. I'm not upset about that because our chance to keep our pick right now is currently sitting at 72%. And that is a great thing. Happy birthday to Ed Pickney, original Raptors player on the expansion team the first year. Ed Pickney is the first player to touch a ball for the Raptors in NBA history. He's the one who got the ball off the jump ball from he's the one who jumped the ball at the beginning, I believe, of the team, and he's the first person to have the ball as a Raptor in the NBA's history. So Ed Pickney, happy birthday. He is 61 years old today, former Villanova Wildcat Ed Pickney, a great college player who played a very epic series game against Patrick Ewing in Georgetown back in the history of college basketball in the 80s. So Ed Pickney, original Raptor, happy birthday to you, my guy. Yeah, if you guys are in the playoffs, so you're privileged enough to be in the playoffs. Very close games so far. I see MK and Duke are only 2 points, less than 2 points away from each other. I'm very close to David. I mean, not David. Peter is very close. I'm beating Peter right now, but he's very close. Very, very close matchups. Keep up with your lineups and be competitive in this playoff season. It's been fantastic so far. All right, that's it, guys. I appreciate y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Scotiabank Arena for tonight's main event marquee matchup. In this corner for the Toronto Raptors, we have from Toronto, Kelly Olynyk. And in this corner for the New York Knicks from Brooklyn, New York, Precious Achiuwa. And the matchup today will be a one-man tug of war. We're going to see who can pull the other person across the half-court line quicker. Who's stronger, Kelly Olynyk or Precious Achiuwa? Tug of war matchup. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching me. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And join. If you feel like joining the channel, there are privileges to it. You get me commenting on Facebook during the game. You can hear my opinions about stuff that's happening in the game live. If you join the channel and as a member, you get access to joining our Facebook group and having access to my comments during the game while the game's going on. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in 5 minutes. If you want to watch the game with me, I'll be in the chat section on YouTube for the 9:05 game starting in about 3 minutes from right now. All right. I appreciate everybody. What a great stream today. So nice to see you, Lex, on the screen. So nice to see you. Finally, my camera working today, mysteriously, once again. I love it. All right. Let's go, Raptors. Let's do what we need to do. If you guys want to stop the streak, the Knicks sweeping us this year, I'm okay with that. You can do that. If you want to have some pride and do that, you want to win. We're not trying to lose. But if we want to win tonight, go ahead. Go ahead. Go against all of our bets. I'll be fine with it. But if you lose also, we've got good things going there. It's a win-lose, no-lose scenario. We're going to win either way. All right, y'all. Let's go, Raptors. Hold your head up, pride. And we Raptorize your day. And we will be back next year to kick some major ass. I truly believe that. All right, let's go, Raptors. Thank you, Fiercey. Yeah, Terrence Ross is awesome. He's my dude. He's my buddy. Yeah. Let's go, Raptors.